The long-awaited Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness movie is rapidly approaching, and with virtually each new entry into the MCU seemingly setting up the good Doctor's upcoming quest through the multiverse, we are left to wonder how each of the clues set up thus far will play into the greater narrative as a whole. The two largest projects that lay the foundation for the Multiverse of Madness are of course Loki and WandaVision. We know that Loki and his series was responsible for creating the rift in the multiverse, allowing different timelines across reality to grow and expand freely. But how exactly does WandaVision factor in? And is it possible that Wanda Maximoff's involvement is going to entail more than simply lending a magical helping hand and seeking to find her children once again? Come with us, watchers of the Marvel Multiverse, as we explore why and how Wanda Maximoff might be not just one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to date, but may in fact be a pillar of her reality as we know it. Nexus beings in the Marvel Universe are incredibly powerful individuals who act as keystones of their respective universes. These massively powerful beings have the ability to change the probability within the universe that they inhabit, and can alter the natural flow of time with their existence. Their presence makes them incredibly powerful and massively vital individuals for maintaining the stability of the multiverse. Because of this, they are very closely monitored to some of the most powerful entities in the Marvel Comics universe, including the comic versions of the Timekeepers and the TVA, as they have been known to create rifts and break in the very fabric of reality. In alternate Marvel universes, many notable Nexus beings include Franklin Richards from Earth 722, Kang the Conqueror from Earth 6311, Jean Grey from Earth 9250, and the Allfather Odin himself from Earth 9260. In Earth 616, however, otherwise known as the mainline comics universe, the Nexus being is none other than Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch. WandaVision dove headfirst into Wanda's rebirth as the Scarlet Witch, and her discovery that she did not in fact have her powers granted to her by the Mind Stone, but the Mind Stone simply awakened the incredible power that was already there dormant within herself. And with this power, she grew to become one of the most formidable entities that the MCU has seen to date. Agatha Harkness even states that her powers surpass that of even the Sorcerer Supreme, clearly setting up her involvement in Doctor Strange 2, and her ability to challenge him. Multiple reports have even claimed that she will be one of the principal antagonists of the film, and this line was placed into WandaVision in order to prepare her conflict with Strange. But what of her importance? Her role to play in the multiversal calamity is far greater than that of an antagonist. One of the commercials in the WandaVision series centers around the idea of a nexus, and the ability of a nexus to keep one grounded in their reality or the reality of their choice. Though at this point, the canon MCU had not established what a nexus was, and many dismissed this as simply a representation of Wanda's tortured mental state. It is possible that this was more than just a fun Easter egg though, and was in fact a major hint regarding Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. The rest of the commercials in WandaVision held some kind of personal significance to Wanda. The beeping timer on the toaster was meant to reflect the Stark missile that crashed through their home. The Lagos paper towels were representative of her accident in Lagos, Nigeria, and so on and so forth. But although this Nexus commercial seemed to mirror Wanda's apparent depression and unwell mental state, it is becoming increasingly probable that this commercial was hiding more than we knew at the time. Upon the release of Loki, we are able to look at this scene again with a greater understanding of the Marvel Multiverse. If the Scarlet Witch is in fact a Nexus being, then that would mean that she is an anchor of her reality and holds a power that is vital in maintaining her timeline, and she would become a pillar at the center of her reality, a reality we know as the mainline MCU. Universal law of the Marvel Comics dictates that two Nexus beings can never exist on one plane of reality at the same time, and every reality has its own Nexus being. If the MCU adapts this same train of logic to the movies, then how is it that Wanda is expected to embark on a journey through the multiverse, if she quite literally is forbidden from crossing the bridge between realities? The answer, my friends, lies in her children. Many have theorized that the moment Wanda hears her children crying out to her in the closing moments of WandaVision is the same moment when the multiverse opened at the end of Loki. Seeing as Loki and Sylvie's encounter occur beyond the end of time itself, it's very plausible. If this is the case, then she could seek to embark on a journey to find her children. but upon discovering that she cannot cross between dimensions, her mental state could rapidly deteriorate and cause her to become a threat to even Doctor Strange. She would, in essence, be cursed to know that her children are alive somewhere out there in the expansive multiverse, presumably crying out to her for help, and that she is the only being in her universe that is unable to reach them. It has been stated before that Nexus beings are able to produce incredibly powerful offspring, as many in the comics have done, and while it's unclear exactly how quote-unquote real her children were in WandaVision, it stands to reason that on some other plane of existence, they do exist in the flesh. If they are genetic descendants of their world's Nexus being as well, it is quite possible that they are powerful enough to reach out to her, crying beyond the barriers of literal reality itself. If Wanda's children exist in the flesh somewhere else in the multiverse, their bond with the Nexus being could indicate that they are incredibly powerful individuals, who, unlike their mother, are able to jump between realities. If they somehow are able to retain the memories from their experiences in WandaVision, is it possible that they will seek to escape and return to their mother upon learning the truth? This could then anger a variant of Wanda somewhere in the multiverse, and the Wanda that Strange is set to come into conflict with is not in fact the same Wanda that we know and love. After all, the MCU is not shy about setting our heroes up against variants of previously known beings. After all, the Thanos who sought the Infinity Stones for 10 years was killed in the opening minutes of Endgame, and the Thanos who the Avengers confronted at the climactic end of the movie was nothing more than a variant of Thanos from the past. Though it is the same Thanos, this Thanos did not have the memories or experiences of his counterpart who was killed at the hands of Thor, effectively resetting his character development while keeping the same character. This was also done with Loki in his own series, seeing as he was pulled from 2012, and while he is the same Loki we knew back then, he is not the same Loki who fought in Ragnarok and stood up to Thanos aboard the Statesman. Is it possible that the MCU will pull a very similar move and put Doctor Strange into conflict with the variant of Wanda, who also believes that these children are hers and that Doctor Strange is trying to take them away from her? If both Wandas are restricted to their own universes, but both seek custody of the children, this could bring Doctor Strange into direct conflict with another Scarlet Witch, who also will stop at nothing to ensure the safety and security of her children. Let's also briefly talk about Kang, who in other versions of his comic counterpart has been too a Nexus being in his reality. It's unlikely that the Kang we will know in the Marvel Cinematic Universe will in fact be a Nexus being, but he has been before in the comics. If this is true, he cannot leave his reality, and would also indicate that Wanda and Kang can never meet. An interesting thought to say the least, although an unlikely one, as it is possible that Kang is of course a multiversal traverser. But anyway, my friends, what do you think of the concept of Nexus beings? And what kinds of other Nexus beings do you think that we will see in the future of the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse? Could we see other beings we already know acting as the Nexuses of alternative realities? Or could we see faces such as perhaps Franklin Richards or Jean Grey, far sooner than we may originally anticipate? As always, my friends, leave your thoughts and theories in the comments down below. We would love to hear from them. Hit that subscribe button to assemble and join our team, and have a great day.